What's going on, YouTube? Nathan back with another video presentation. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's staying safe. A lot to get into tonight's video. I'm gonna talk about Kyrie Irving and his recent post game interview. Talk about the Washington Wizards and their rise to the eighth seed. Russell Westbrook, 182 triple doubles. I'm also getting a chance to review the Ravens' schedule for this upcoming year. Also, get some NFL primetime games. I'm also going to talk about the Washington Mystics season opener. Disappointing, but it's only game one. Still got many good games to play, but we got a lot to get into tonight. It's showtime, baby. Showtime. Let's get it. All right. Welcome everybody. So, like I said, before we get into the video, let me say this: what's coming down the pipe. I am going to do at some point later, probably after preseason. I'm going to do a predictions video based on the teams for football this year. Um, as you said, I did my draft grades. I definitely want to do a prediction of how each team's going to perform within its own division, Super Bowl predictions, so on and so forth. Um, I appreciate the support I got on the recent video I did on the WNBA documentary 144, which was really great. It's on ESPN Plus. I recommend you guys check it out. Same as always, again, I'm up for a conversation, having a discussion on this channel. I'm all about starting a continuing dialogue. That's why I started making videos, was to create a dialogue. Again, like I said, we can agree to disagree. We can be diverse in thinking, but again, let's just get into it. So, first topic of tonight, I want to get into Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow is back in the NFL. This time, not as a quarterback, but as a tight end. I want to give a shout out to Sean Spencer, the head of Let's Talk Football. Watched the show last night, kind of briefly touched on it. I don't know. I mean, honestly, how I feel about this is it's all about who you know. And he and Urban Meyer, that was his college coach. It's all about networking. I don't understand why now all of a sudden, 9 years later, you want to make the change as a tight end. I don't really know how this will work. This could be in this positive sense. I'm looking at it going forward. This could be a good way to take some of the pressure off Trevor Lawrence, who's the number one overall pick. And I know there's going to be some high expectations for him. But I think we need to look a little bit more at Urban Meyer. I mean, instead of really questioning, the signing of Tim Tebow, let's question why he let go of a coach. He let some of his coaching staff go that had 61 years of coaching experience combined. What's that all about? Let's also question, why did he draft Travis Etienne when you had James Robinson? I mean, we got to maybe say, hey, we need to know what Urban Meyer's thought process is here. So, again, he could be a mentor to some of these guys. So I see what it looks like, but I don't really see in my opinion, I don't see a correlation between this and Colin Kaepernick. That they're two totally, in my personal opinion, they're two totally different situations. Unfortunately, Colin Kaepernick is not in the NFL because what a stance that he took, it became political. And unfortunately, you had a league of players that unfortunately, I mean, let's call it what it is, didn't really come to his support until number 45 came out with that comment, you need to fire those SOBs. I'm basically paraphrasing it. But if you understood the context of what Colin Kaepernick was trying to bring awareness to, you have to say to yourself, okay, I understand. But at the end of the day, it's a totally different situation. Colin Kaepernick, all due respect, to me, seems to be doing just fine. He's coming out with a book, I believe, that comes out in the fall. So I don't know, but I will see what this move does. I want to give a congratulations to the NBA draft class of 2021. I got a chance to see it. Congratulations to Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Tamika Catchings. Um, Unfortunately, it was a little sad for me not to see Kobe on that stage. Very, very powerful. Speak by his wife. Um, don't know if Lala was there, but that's neither here nor there. Congratulations to the 2020 draft class: Chris Bosh, Paul Pierce, Chris Webber, Lauren Jackson, Yolanda Griffith. Also, congratulations to Kim Mulkey, and also congratulations being the head coach for now LSU and Nikki Cohen at Baylor. Um, definitely cannot wait to see next year's draft class. Well deserved. Um, Congratulations to also the inside the NBA crew. They got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I also want to give a shout out to Marv Albert, who's retiring after this year. A long, long career, well-deserved retirement. Wishing him all nothing but the best. Uh, this is going to be a little tough. I want to get into Kyrie Irving. Let me say this, and I have been on the record saying this. Kyrie Irving is one of my favorite basketball players. I have said that for the record. My only issue with Kyrie Irving is that he has never shown me on the basketball court that he's a leader. With the exception of when the first time LeBron left to go ring chase in Miami. Kyrie didn't have the pieces. They didn't really build the pieces around Kyrie the way they should have. We can say when he got to Boston. Remember, this is the same Boston team that was one game. Terry Rozier was the starting point guard. They were one game away from one of the Eastern Conference Finals. We could say as a leader, he failed in Boston. When you kind of see in Brooklyn, and even in Brooklyn, supposedly he didn't sign off on Steve Nash being his head coach. He came out and said, well, there's some guys here that I'm not feeling they got to go. Now I don't know what's going through his head. He seems to be 1 minute focused on basketball, then the next minute he seems to be over here. He's not, his mind's all over the place. And for a while, I was talking to the media. Marcus, what's good, man? Welcome, what's good? Appreciate you joining me this evening on this stream. I appreciate that. Also, be sure to like, comment, subscribe with notification bells on if you're new to the stream. As a player, as an athlete, I think your responsibility is to use your platform correctly and to use it the right way. It's okay to talk about basketball and what's going on in your community and around the world. It's okay to do that. But the way up until this recent post game here, I kind of want to know what took you so long. So I want to give him the props for really taking stand with the issues that are going on around the world. But actually, let me hold that thought. I'm going to share the video, share my screen so y'all can see it.
Hey, Kyrie, working out the Kinks' first game with the big three together in quite some time. How did it feel to be, again, so close to full strength as you get ready to wrap up the season?
Felt good, just to get out there, play the game that we love. But, for me personally, I'm not really, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. A lot of stuff is going on in this world, and basketball is just not the most important thing to me right now. There's a lot of stuff going on overseas. All my people are still in bondage all across the world, and there's a lot of dehumanization going on. So, you know, I apologize if I'm not going to be focused on y'all questions. You know, it's just too much going on in the world for me to just be talking about basketball. Like, I focus on this shit 24/7 most of the time, but it's just too much going on in this world not to address. You know, it's sad to see this shit going on. And it's not just in Palestine. It's not just in Israel. It's all over the world, man. And I feel it. I'm very compassionate to all races, all cultures, and to see a lot of different people being discriminated from upon or against, being discriminated against based on their religion, color of their skin, what they believe in. It's just sad. You know, we all say we're human beings and we care and we're compassionate, but you know, what are you doing to help? You know, and being in this gym, yeah, I'm grateful for opportunity. It's a blessing, but my goal out here, my purpose is to help humanity, and I can't sit here and not address that. You know, I don't care which way you stand on either side. If you're a human being, then you would support, you know, the anti-war effort that's going on. There's a lot of people losing their lives, children, a lot of babies, and you know, that's just what I'm focused on. So if you guys want to ask me questions about the game, I really don't care about it, but except just, you know, everybody leaving out of the game healthy and being able to go home to their families.
I don't know if challenge is the word, but what has it been like balancing, you know, the social issues and things that are on your heart and on your mind?
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. So a couple things I had issue with that. First and foremost, I think it was really, really good for him to for his. I respect his courage, his honesty. Honestly, I really do. Again, I have said this numerous times. You can use your platform to speak, not just on both. You can do both. I did a video back in the summer, that Jonathan Isaacs video, where Mason Plumlee, is it Mason or Miles Plumlee? One of the Plumlee brothers. No, let me take it back. It was Myers Leonard. I'm sorry. It was Myers Leonard, who has a brother who's a Marine. And he didn't take a knee, but he understood the issues that were going on at the time, particularly against Black and brown communities. You can do both. It is okay. But the one thing I had an issue with, where he said, we as a community, we as the world, we don't care about what's going on around us. First and foremost, we do care. Again, like I said, this is what I'm talking about. See, we have everybody's platform to speak on is different. I don't have the platform like Kyrie Irving has. I have this YouTube channel. I hope when I make these videos, I hope it is a starting point to have a conversation, and it's a way to start a dialogue, using the platform smartly. It's not about, well, Kyrie Irving, you scored 30 points tonight. You know, how do you feel about it? If there's something on your mind you want to talk about that's not sports, go ahead. I'll give you an example. She plays for the Sparks. I'm going to really mess up her name. It's Amanda B. Zuri. Really great player. Came out. She said she didn't want to talk about basketball. I think she had a relative I think was going to get deported, or someone that she knew that was going to get deported. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we can make it. I can make an argument that he's following in the footsteps, you know, like what Bill Russell, Kareem, and others did for players like Kyrie, LeBron, KD today. I can definitely see that. That the biggest thing for me is that use the platform wisely. Don't just go, well, I'm not going to talk about basketball. I'm not going to talk to the media at all. Because it is your responsibility as a player to talk to the media. Even if it's just going to say, hey, I want to give such and such a shout out. Washington, D.C., he's doing this, he's doing that for our community. even if it's just that. But his body language, unfortunately, the athletes, we've put them in this weird. I hate to say it, but we as a society now, we've put them in this weird bubble where they have to be at the forefront of these social issues. And I'm here to tell you that we should not depend on the athletes. Actors, actresses, we should not be depending on them. We as the people, we all have a duty. We all have a responsibility to get a message across. Unfortunately, you have those that don't have a platform and are considered the unspoken. So what Kyrie Irving, I would challenge Kyrie Irving to do is use his platform to those that are the unspoken to be a part of his platform. I'll be honest, what I'm seeing around the world is disgusting. I don't like it. I don't. But at the end of the day, I really thought this was good. I really do hope we can all see the bigger picture in this. I think people were kind of this one I can't get on Kyrie for because I understand what he said in that interview. Plain and simple. I will leave that in the description. But I wanted to take the opportunity to just say, Kyrie, that took a lot. That took a lot of, like I said, courage, morality, just to really take that and really channel what you really feel, what's on your mind. Just speak what's on your mind. Plain and simple. That's how I'm leaving it at that. Washington Mystics. Saw them Saturday. Unfortunately, they lost their season opener to the Chicago Sky, 70-56. A couple things. I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look at these stats. Y'all can let me know your thoughts on Kyrie Irving. So the biggest thing I want you to look at altogether is Chicago shot the ball 36% from the field. They shot 36% as a cohesive unit. Kalia Cooper was their leading scorer with 19. 3 points attempts made, 8 of 17. That's 47%. And then the free throws, 8-21. Now, I'm looking at the Mystics, and we can look and understand it's only game one. They play the Phoenix Mercury tomorrow night. I'm really going to be tuned in for that game. There's a couple people that are missing from this team. Elena Deladon's out. She's recovering from back surgery. Tina Charles, played, was our leading scorer with 14. I think everybody right now is not in their natural position. I'm looking at this team, and it's really heavy guard play. Maisha Hines-Allen still overseas. Emma Meesman still overseas. I like Erica McCall. She did a really good job on the defensive side of the ball. She gave me 9 rebounds. When you're backcourt, Lonnie Mitchell and Natasha Cloud, Leilani had a really disappointing game. She didn't get a basket at all. Natasha Cloud only gave me 8 points. And I think the shooting-wise, this was disappointing. But again, I don't think everybody is in their natural position. And also, too, if you are a Mystics fan, let's be prepared. You're going to see some cuts from this roster, I think, once everybody is back. Again, like I said, Alyssa Clark is out for the season. Tiana Hawkins, Ariel Powers left in free agency. I would have liked to have seen Lele Coates from South Carolina. That's her nickname for me. That's her nickname, Alana Coates. I like to see her back on this squad. But the shooting has to get better. Theresa Pleasance, 1 of 8 from 3. To me, when you're having a game like that, 4 of 30, and you only made 4 threes out of 30 attempts compared to 8, your game, this is over. The game was over. It was over, really, honestly, in the third quarter. I thought Chicago definitely, particularly in the paint, really dominated. It wasn't the outside shot. It was really just the inside buckets that Chicago was getting. I'm actually not really too fond right now with Chicago. I'm not really a fan of their head coach, James Wade. He let go of some really good – he cut Lexi Brown, Alexis Prince, and Kira Thornton. I need them to really, really consider – as a league, they need to really consider expanding the depth chart to 15. There's just in my personal opinion, there's just way too much talent to see – these girls getting cut or having to go overseas. It's way too much talent. The Connecticut, the Atlanta Dream, I forgot who they played. That was a Connecticut Sun. And my girl from Baylor, Kalani Brown, she got no minutes at all. Like, I shouldn't be seeing that. Everybody should be at least getting some minutes on the board. And even I think they need to consider bumping it up to 12-minute quarters. That's just me. But it's game 1. I'm not panicking. I still have faith in my team. I said, again, when healthy, I think when Della Dawn, Emma, and Maisha comes back, this is a top 2 team. And again, I think be prepared to see some of these girls you see on this team prepared to be cut. But I think right now, honestly too, like I said, when everyone comes back, everybody will be in their natural positions. That's what stood out to me from the Mystics. So, like I said, we play them tomorrow night, Phoenix Mercury. I predict that'll probably be a loss. I don't think it'll be as much like this box score you see right here. So, definitely, we'll see how that looks. The Washington Wizards. Oh, man. I don't know where to start, honestly, on this. I have been on the record for saying this, when we traded for Russell Westbrook. At first, I was kind of like, okay. Well, we'll see what this looks like. I believe at one point we were 13 games from being out the playoffs, and at that point, everyone pretty much wrote us off. Everyone was saying Bradley Beal should just consider leaving. The team looked out of whack. The team was not healthy. Then these past few weeks, I've seen a team that's just been balling. I cannot ignore what these guys have done. Russell Westbrook, congratulations, 182 triple doubles. That's an amazing feat. Bradley Beal, I'm disappointed he was not scoring. He didn't get the opportunity to be a scoring champion this year. I did not think from where we were a couple months ago, I did not think the Wizards would be in the position they are now. And tomorrow they face the Boston Celtics, who are, again, have been disappointing. I'm a fan of Brad Stevens, but I think, honestly and truthfully, I think Danny Ainge lets him go. I don't. Maybe to me, it's just Kemba wasn't healthy. Jason Brown. Jaylen Brown, excuse me, is out. I don't understand. I really feel like Kyrie Irving really did something to that team. I really do. But you can just tell another disappointing year. With all the talent that the Celtics should have, they should not be a seventh seed. I'm really glad that I'm really looking forward to that game tomorrow. I actually have to watch the Wizards winning. I don't know if Bradley Beal will play. He came out and said he's still not 100%. I know he's recovering from a hamstring injury. The play-in tournament, I have the Golden State Warriors. I'm sorry, Elliot. I know you love LeBron, but let's give Stephen Curry his props too as well while we're talking about the NBA basketball. Let's give him the respect that he deserves. Let's enjoy what we're watching. He basically carried a G League team on his back. Let's just call it what it is. He didn't have Klay Thompson. He had Draymond Green. I mean, James Wiseman's out, but he's essentially carried a G League squad, and I'm sitting here going, they're not going to make the playoffs, And then all of a sudden, he's putting up numbers that are Stephen Curry, that are Steph Curry like, and he's gotten them in the play-in tournament. So again, the greatness we're seeing of Steph Curry, the greatness we're seeing from Russell Westbrook. Let's enjoy this, people. Let's enjoy it. I'm sticking with my MVP pick. I believe I like Donovan Mitchell. Joel Embiid, Jokic, Giannis, and I have to put Steph there. We need to have a conversation and put Russ in there too. Chris Paul, I'm not going to ignore neither. Damian Lillard, if I didn't say his name already, I'm not going to ignore that neither. But this is a great year for basketball. See, this is where, again, the play-in tournament, I love the play-in tournament because now it gets guys more competitive. We got to work hard, play hard. That's why I wasn't too fond of LeBron's comments about the play-in tournament, but it would be a whole totally different story if his team was 56 and if they were the first seed or the second seed. Totally different ballgame. But because of his team stinks. And he hasn't been there. AD hasn't been there. They don't like it. So I think, me personally, if I'm the Wizards, I still fire Scott Brooks. I'm a fan of Scott. I like Scott Brooks, but no. Up until the trade for Gafford and the injuries, and once you got everybody really back full healthy, but except for Danny, who's out for the season, the defense was terrible. And he still, and I watched him the other night play the Hawks, and he just makes some really questionable coaching decisions. And if you're the Wizards, you have to move on from them. And unfortunately, again, the coaches always want to get scapegoated, but it's time to move on from Scott Brooks, whether we like it or not. So the Baltimore Ravens, this year's NFL schedule has been released. I'm excited. I want to call out. Let me pull this video up real quick. Oh, actually, before we get into the Ravens, there is a clip, a snippet of Natasha Cloud of the Washington Mystics making a statement. I want an answer on this. I want to when and where do we make this comment about Russell Westbrook? Let's listen.
It mean to have that sort of support, like from a guy like him?
Yeah, first and foremost, I think y'all have a responsibility too, as the media, to portray people in the right light. I feel like for far too long, Russell has been in that light of being turned into this villain, and he's far from it. His first day here, he showed up 2 hours. He introduced himself to everyone in the building. I actually arrived late, This man stopped in front of my car, saw that I was sitting in my car waiting for my COVID test to come out. He got out of his car and said, "Hi, I haven't officially met you. I'm Russell." Like,
okay, I should have stopped it. Where did we? Y'all let me know where I'm. Where have we made Russell Westbrook a villain? I disagree with that. I don't think we've made him a villain. I think the biggest criticism of Russell Westbrook, I think that everybody collectively has said, we've questioned his shooting, and we've questioned him making the others better. Other than that, we've never said we've never bashed Westbrook. Unfortunately, when you are deemed now the man when KD left, yeah, the expectations for you to carry the team are going to be higher. I think personally he put too much on his shoulders as the leader. And unfortunately, look at the results. He was bounced out of the first round 3 years. And at some point, we, whether like as the media, you're going to have to evaluate and go, well, damn, maybe it's you, Russ. Maybe when do you want to take a step back and go, what do I have to do to make the others better? Now, when you look at the Wizards, you make an argument and say, okay, he's kind of saying, I see some moments like he was in OKC. But you see a different type of Russell Westbrook than you saw in Oklahoma City. That's just my opinion. But my fear, actually, I saw in the playoffs when he was in OKC and even in Houston, tunnel vision. That's my let's get into the meat. But before we do that, I want to call out Sean Spencer from Let's Talk Football because he made a blasphemous statement. How dare you, Sean? He said that my Ravens were going to lose 2 games to the Cleveland Browns, and I will pull up. Let me find it. And this time I have the video. Hold on.
They're going up against the team, and the first time this has happened in a long time. The first time this has happened where in a long time where a team has played the same team back-to-back weeks, and I think they're going to get 2 W's in a row. Nathan, you might not like it. Ravens will be losing twice back-to-back to the AFC divisional, AFC championship bound Cleveland Browns.
Brady called you out.
See, you said that. See, that's disrespectful. You know what, Sean Spencer, if you're watching this, I hope you watch this video once it's done. I'm calling you out. That's why I believe your Washington football team is not going to even make the playoffs. I was trying to be nice last night on your video. I was trying to be nice. I actually had you guys predicting winning 10 games, but I'm gonna be. But since you want to go there and talk about how we're going to lose both games to the Browns, y'all not going to make the playoffs. And I hope that center y'all, that basketball player you signed too, gets over 1,000 yards receiving. I want to see that. No, let me stop playing. Shout out to Sean Spencer though, man. But I'm in the same boat. I mean, Cleveland to me, I think I'm still sticking with my pick. I'm a firm believer. I think the AFC North, I think it's going to be Baltimore and Cleveland. I really do. I'm just not sold on Pittsburgh. I'm not sold. I love Najee Harris, but I'm not sold on that offensive line. The offense, that you can spill out what they did, but they lost Marquise Pouncey to retirement. Alejandro Villanueva plays for us now. They didn't do anything to really upgrade that offensive line. They had Tevin Jenkins there in their back pocket. Didn't happen again, but we'll see what happens. So preseason, we got the Saints, the Panthers, the Washington football team. Monday Night Football game, big game. We got the Las Vegas Raiders. We get to see Yannick Ngakoue come. We get to face him since he decided to sign with the Raiders. I think that's going to be a good game. The Raiders get to actually play in their new stadium. The Kansas City Chiefs, this is to me is game of the week. Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. I can't wait to see that game. This is a W. We go to Detroit. Again, not so. I liked what the Lions did getting Penei Sewell, but it really didn't give Jared Goff weapons. But that's neither here nor there. We play the Broncos week 4, Sunday. I look forward to that game. Kind of see, we go. The last time we were at Mile High was the year we beat Peyton Manning, and the year actually when we had to go to Denver because Peter Angelos and didn't want to sacrifice a game to play, so it was all about scheduling. We faced Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts back home. We're actually home for 1, 2. We Justin Herbert and the Chargers, the Bengals. We have a bye week. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 home games before we go on the road to Miami. Then we go to Chicago. We face those Browns after that, come back home. We go to Pittsburgh to face Big Ben and the Steelers, and then go to Cleveland, come back, face if Aaron Rodgers is still on the team, the Packers. And actually, this is going to be a good game because this is my birthday. So I definitely can't wait. That's definitely tuning in for that game. It's gonna be that's gonna be a nice little birthday present. And then we got the Rams, we got the Bengals and Cincinnati, the Rams, and the Steelers. I'm looking at the schedule. The schedule's actually pretty low key, actually balanced. Actually, I think honestly, I see this team really winning max 10, 11 games. Personally, I think the way that 17th game is set up, this is my prediction. I do believe that you're going to see some teams fighting for that playoff spot. That's just me, but I think we'll win one of those games against those Browns. I definitely do believe we will beat the Steelers twice. Minnesota's no joke. Miami's coming. San Diego, I say 12 games for Baltimore. I predict they'll win the AFC North. I believe Cleveland will make the playoffs. I think they'll be right behind Baltimore. But I think this is a good schedule. We actually have the bye week in the middle of it, so I think this is good. So I can't wait. I think this is a good season. But the fact that he came out and said we were going to lose both games, and he said that they're going to win the division, I want to throw up. And I'm a fan of Cleveland. I think Cleveland did a great job last year, particularly in the AFC Championship game. My only question with Cleveland is I don't know what Odell Beckham Jr. is going to look like. I think they've done everything to solidify their defense. I personally wanted Jeremiah okay. I like Odafe. Oh, if I'm saying his name right, from Penn State. I like him. Rashard Bateman, I was surprised was there. I did not think we were going to get him. I actually had them. I was hoping that really they would have gotten off this line with the 31st pick. Tevin Jenkins was there. I thought Christian Darrisaw could have been there. Trayvon Morig from TCU. There's a couple guys there I thought that would have been there. So we'll see. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 primetime games. Sunday night, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 primetime games. I think this is a really good schedule, honestly. I really do. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. When I get into the NFL's they did their top 10 primetime games to watch. Packers at the Arizona Cardinals. I I like this one. I predict Green Bay will win that game. I like what Arizona did. They got J.J. Watt there. Curious to see what that looked like. Pittsburgh at Los Angeles. I think that would be a great one for sure. I have the Chargers winning that game. Rams versus the Seahawks. Obviously, the first matchup. Cleveland and Baltimore. Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow. Obviously, week 2, Kansas City and Baltimore. Dallas versus Tampa. And I agree with Sean Spencer on this. I don't know why. I'll get into that in a minute. But Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs, that should be a good game. Definitely be on the lookout for that. And then Tom Brady comes back home to New England. I don't like the fact that the opening game is Tom Brady versus Dak Prescott. You couldn't give me anybody else. You could have given me Aaron Rodgers. You couldn't give me something else. Why did it have to be Dallas? But that's neither here nor there. And I think, and also too, since Sean Spencer thinks that the Cleveland Browns are going to win the division, I believe that Dallas. I'll take it back. I believe the Dallas Cowboys are going to win the NFC East, or the New York Giants for that matter. So like I said, those are the primetime games. My eyes definitely going to be on the Tampa Bay and New England game. Tom Brady goes back home to New England. Buffalo versus Kansas City. Dallas, Tampa. I don't think that's really a game to watch. Kansas City at Baltimore, week 2. Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence. Baltimore versus Cleveland. The Rams, Packers, and Cardinals. It's going to be a great. There's a great matchups. I can't wait. So, well, Marcus, with all due respect, he expected my team. See, I feel like he was trolling me, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, listen, I like Washington. I like what they did with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think they have, and they signed Charles Leno. But I really think Chicago was scheme. Listen, I value left tackles. Every left tackle in the NFL can play, but I think it's all about scheme and coaching. So I definitely think he'll be serviceable in Washington, but I don't think Washington is better than Dallas. I do think you will see. I don't think you'll see what you saw this past season. I don't think I predict you. I don't think you'll see that. But it's going to be either New York, Dallas, or Washington. I'm not sold on Philadelphia. Smith's great, Jalen Hurts is great, but I don't know what this team's going to look like. I really don't. I'm not sold on Philadelphia. Predictions. I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to hold off on doing that video, making the prediction. I'll do a video of that later in the day, probably sometime, like I said, around preseason for sure. But that's really it, man. That's where we had I know it's kind of a little short-ish, but I kind of wanted to keep it about a minimum to 45 minutes up to an hour. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I had on my mind about sports talk today. Definitely was a great week for sports. The Orioles won the other night. They beat the Yankees 14-6. Thank God. Aaron Judge, man, he's been close. I think Aaron Judge, has hit 60 home runs off us. Like I said, it's disappointing, but who do they play next? Let me see. I apologize. I should know who they play off the top of my head, but I don't. Tampa Bay. We play the Rays. Sorry, the score was 10-6. So at least we took a game from the series. So the Rays, I will say, and again, they have been disappointed. At 23-19 at the 4th seed. The AL East, for the most part, I hate to say it, Baltimore is only 7 games back from first place, so it's close. Usually, you would have seen Boston or New York somewhere would have had 30 something games by now. This is I kid you not. I'm looking at the NL East. The NL East right now. The Mets are in first place, and you have the Phillies at 2021. And the NL East actually look kind of low key. We can see that's interesting. Great game last night. The Cardinals and the Padres. I enjoyed that game. That was really good to watch. So I mean, it's still early. Right now, my MVP is Shohei Ohtani from Anaheim. He's my MVP. Um, Most disappointing team, I have to, and I'm gonna have to say the Indians as well. Well, not the Indians right now, but I definitely will say the Twins. My sleeper to go to the World Series is the Chicago White Sox for the American League, and my sleeper team right now, I'm really still banking on. I like San Diego, but I'm not going to sleep on the St. Louis Cardinals or the San Francisco Giants. And yeah, that's my sleeper. My MVP also. I like to say Shohei Ohtani, but I'm going to look up Jose Abreu. Jose Abreu for sure would be my MVP. But with that being said, be on the lookout for more videos. If you guys actually like videos like this, let me know in the comments below. If you like, me just talking random topics, let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you think about your team schedule. How did you feel about it for the NFL? Like I said, the Ravens, I think, was a good schedule. I'm not mad at it. I do have some questions about why did they put not put Cleveland and us back to back. That's never happened. I didn't understand that. And also too, the London, let's see who plays in London this year. We got 2 games. So we got the Atlanta Falcons versus the New York Jets on October 10th, and we got those Jaguars versus those Miami Dolphins on the 17th. So, there will never be an NFL team in England. I think that's just that one. I cannot see that happening. I really don't. That's just my opinion. But I think it's good to expand our fan base, not just here but across the globe. I think that's great. But y'all, let me know your thoughts, how you felt about each topic. Again, let's have a dialogue about it. If you like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Please like, comment, subscribe, along with notifications on. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Stay up. Be safe.